What's up, guys? Welcome back to Frugal BC. That's right, we're live and we are talking Algorand, SWE, Hedera. Got a whole lineup for you guys today. We're gonna start off with that SWE news, by the way, because I know I skipped it last time. I was a little tired at the end, and frankly, I'm a little tired today. It's I just went swimming on the beach, and in Wisconsin, that usually means a lake. We don't have oceans or anything, so. But I did a little bit of real swimming. It was very, very exhausting. I'm pretty tired. Oh, I know what I need to do. And so, yeah, it was a good afternoon, and interesting to come back and then be on the computer and stuff. I just realized I didn't put any tags in. Sometimes I forget tags, so I'm going to put those in really quick. Also, it's Sunday. It's a nice day. I bet a lot of people are out having fun. The markets are looking nice, so that's always fun. And if you're here, welcome. If you're watching on Kick, welcome to Kick. We have Kick too, and if you want to go follow us on Kick, I'd really appreciate that. Let's see. While I'm waiting, big shout out to our sponsor, Non-Fungible Domains. If you want that .algo address after your name, be sure to check them out. It's a lot easier. It's not a lot easier to have this in place of your Algorand, SWE Network, Hedera. Sorry, just adding in all the tags that I forgot to add. See, we got some people in the audience, so feel free to say hi. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Yeah, non-fungible domains, if you want, instead of LV, R6, 9, 20, 23, 4, that's all really a big pain in the ass to remember. So you can just have something .algo, and it makes it a lot easier. What else? Okay, I guess that's it. Crypto news. Price. Okay. Just gonna hit save, and yeah, we're gonna get into the news, right into markets pretty much right away. Rafaelo says, "Good morning, good morning, good morning to you." Even though it's for me, it's afternoon, but I know a lot of you are in. A lot of my audience is in Europe, so welcome to my European friends and everyone in America. And yeah, it's pretty messed up time. We just saw assassination attempt on President Trump, former President Trump, and it's pretty disturbing. I have to say, I've seen some very balanced takes and some unhinged ones, and the unhinged ones I'm now following. Listen, I don't care what party, I would be really, really disturbed whether it was Biden or Trump. And I don't want to talk politics. We're just going to talk. I just want to touch on this really briefly. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's pretty disturbing. We don't want anybody assassinated. So I'm very disturbed. I'd be disturbed if it was Biden. I'm disturbed that it's Trump. We just want a fair election and not all this nonsense. But enough about that. I don't really know how much housekeeping I have, other than if you want to see our videos earlier, we have channel memberships starting at $1, where you can actually get the video before anyone else. I usually put them up at least a few hours. Sometimes it's like the night before, so it kind of depends on the timing based on what else I have going on in my life. But I always get them out early, at least a couple hours early, to our channel members, and then we have higher tiers for other stuff too. But you can check out for $1 a month. You can support Frugal BC. Okay, enough about that. Let's get into the crypto news, because I think it's pretty interesting. This is kind of the stuff we like to see. Crypto price right now, 2.2 trillion, up 1.53% over the last day. And we've actually moved back into neutral territory. We were in fear territory for a little while, which is kind of funny, given that we're kind of in the middle of this bull cycle. We were between the two bull cycles. I'm gonna move this a little bit. We were kind of between the two bull cycles. There's always a little one right before the halving, and then kind of a dip, and then the big one happens. I don't want to say for sure this is the start of the big run up, but it could be. The timing's about right, maybe a little early. So keep an eye on that. I think we'll be seeing, if you bought the dip, congratulations. But I think we're going to see things start moving to the upside. Bitcoin, we are at 60,000, or just under 60,000. That's a 5% move up. And we were talking a lot of red candles earlier when we did our last live stream. So this is good to see. I like seeing this up, and Ethereum up 7%. So I like to see that too. Very cool. Just a lot of good news basically overall. And then XRP pumping like 24%. That's a big news. That's big news. You know, like I said, everything's pretty much up, but XRP at 24%, that's a huge pump up. People have been kind of speculating why. I don't want to really get into that speculation. I will say that I think my average buy-in is like 63 cents. So I'm still underwater on XRP. Let's see. Otherwise, Cardano also having a similar run up there in the last week. So back up to 43 cents for that. Avalanche kind of breaking the trend here, going down a little bit. Otherwise, everything. Bitcoin Cash having a day. A Near Protocol. Yeah, Near Protocol is down to $4. And I remember Near had reached, oh gosh, how high did it get? Let me see. We got to talk about this. Because it definitely was higher than this. Let's see. I think we have to go more than a month might do it. No, not even that. Let's see. Where did we get? Yeah, we were up in the $7, kind of touching on $8, in fact. Which was crazy. Yeah, I definitely took some profits back then, and I actually bought in a little bit, which lowered, or actually it did raise my average buy-in, but still well under where I think the target is going to be. I think we're definitely going to see $15, $20 near. So keep an eye out for that. Maybe higher. This one just has some pumping power. You know, we've seen it have some pumping power. So keep an eye on that one. Yeah, otherwise Litecoin having double digits. ICP, Internet Computer Protocol. You know, I did this, it was so funny. I did this video. I reacted to a video, ICP versus Algorand. And I only disagreed with the guy on one thing from the portion that I watched. I was only able to get through about 10 minutes of it because that was about a 20-minute reaction video. And man, the people in the comments were acting like I was saying ICP was the worst thing since sliced bread, when I never said a bad thing about ICP. It was really funny. People get really tribal with crypto. And, you know, if you want to win in this market, just don't get tribal with it. Don't get detached to any one coin. You know, I do a lot of content on Algorand just because I think it works the best as far as on-chain stuff, but I'm not delusional about its price prospects. It just doesn't do as well as some of the other coins. So I own a lot of other ones. HBAR I own Near. Yeah, HBAR has been looking nice. VeChain, look at VeChain. That's a big pump up to the upside for them. Statics, Chronos, yeah. Cosmos is doing okay. Had a problem recently where I can't get at my Cosmos stuff. That stuff really frustrates me. It says I don't have enough to make the transactions. I don't know if gas fees are really high or something, because they were always like a couple cents, 2 cents, 5 cents for like medium, and maybe 7 cents for like the ultra fast. And I'm like, I don't need to go ultra fast, so I'll just choose the medium or the smaller one. And I have 35 cents worth. That's not staked, so it should have been able to work. I don't know what this deals that was. But stuff like that, it really, really irritates me. Now, Immutable doing okay. I want to talk about, actually, Immutable is going to come up with one of our Algorand projects later on, so we'll talk about that. Look at Sui Network, 20% up. So there was a real buying opportunity there for Sui for a little while. Because, I mean, I think I bought it like $1. I didn't buy very much. I just bought a little bit. But optimism, looking optimistic. I know, bad pun, I know. BitTensor. There's a lot of ones I don't know anything about. Yeah, Dogwif Hat down on the week, up on the 24-hour. Just kind of an interesting split there. You know, it's funny, these newer meme coins, like you can't buy them on Coinbase. So I don't know where you get them from. Yeah, so here's, Algorand hit 15 cents. So it was a little below 15 cents before the stream started. Nice to see it pop up a little more yet. And Algorand been doing pretty well, down to 61. I remember it was 64, 65 earlier. So Algorand moving up a little bit. I like to see that. Well, look, We'll look in a little more depth with Algorand when we switch over to our ASA charts. Celestia doing nicely. Jupiter doing all right. How's his core? Say. Yeah, Mantra's doing well for a while here. Just looking to see if there's any other double digits. Yeah, Bitcoin SV, Neo. So you're going to see this during the bull run. You're just going to see a lot of coins you hadn't heard of kind of pop up into here. Conflux, Exo, Mod Coin. I haven't seen that one yet. Mod Coin up 34, almost 35%. Pendo was up a little bit higher. Actually, that one's fallen a bit, I believe. Yeah, so interesting turn of events. Nice to see the market turning around and us being at least back in neutral territory. I would argue we're just maybe slightly greed territory, but let's switch over to, let's look at the Algorand charts. Now, remember how I told you when we hit the bottom of that Bollinger Band with a low RSI, we're probably set for some upside. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, and there's where we were. We were like way down below this band, this 30 band here. And sure enough, we really popped back up. So it seemed to hold pretty much true to form. And you never know when it's pumping how long it's going to last and how long it's going to retain steam. But this is like one of the few. I don't really go for TA very much. Mostly, I think it's kind of worthless. But this stuff, this seems to usually bear fruit. Sometimes you get like some false flags though, so you can't fully count on it. Mostly, I would just rather have a strategy for the downside and a strategy for the upside. And I think of this more in terms of the macro cycles, so not this like trading stuff that you're seeing here. This is not the macro cycle. This is micro stuff. I'm talking about like, you know, now we're entering the second bull run. So now I'm just like kind of holding on and waiting for buying a little bit of Bitcoin here and there around the edges. But mostly just waiting for the real bull one to kick in. I'll start taking some profits. And then when we're down in the doldrums of the bear market, basically when everyone's telling you, you see all the headlines, oh, crypto's dead, crypto's over with. That's usually when you want to start buying in. When everyone else is going, oh, that crypto stuff is done. Cara de Mono, what's up, BC? Hey, what is going on? Hey, it's been a while since I saw you, huh? Welcome back to the stream, my friend. And same thing with you, Rafa. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you guys on. And yeah, we're looking at charts. And we might as well look at, so John Woods coin, or Jaws. This was actually created, but believe it or not, I didn't realize this at first. This was actually created by John Woods himself. So remember how I told you this is like really typical ASA? For somehow this one turned it around just because it just got enough momentum to turn back around. But actually this was created by John, mostly as sort of a joke / experiment, I think. In fact, maybe I can find something. Let me see if I can find him talking about it. But it's interesting because it made that really typical ASA curve where it pops up for a little bit and then goes down. But it didn't do the little boot where it just goes slowly down after a big crash. It actually went back up and higher than before. John. Here's John Woods is following me. Yep. Hey, how do you get this little Algorand thing? You have to work for Algorand to get that? I'm not saying I want it, but I know he talks about it. Yeah, here it says, fun to see John Allen Woods also playing around with around Rug Ninja, haha. It's a super fun platform. I think it'll bring even more buzz to Algorand. To be clear, the token I created was marked as a test, and also to be in before someone else might do the same. I won't be claiming the token, and the token is worthless. Except this is the thing, like it's not worthless because it's actually growing in value. You know, it's still like the individual price is so low that there's no actual there's really no real price listed. When it has the less than symbol, that means that there's not much there, but still, this is why I'm still, even back before Rug Ninja, I was thinking about creating my own coin. And I just decided not to, because for this reason, you just can't control it. You don't know what's going to happen. It seems like it'll be pure chaos. And I don't want to be like, I don't want people to think that I'm getting into crypto scams. I don't think I'm big enough to like really do that anyway, but you know, I'm kind of getting there. And by the way, you know, good chance to say for those watching, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button already, I'd appreciate it if you do so. Remember, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. It works just fine that way too. Our goal now, we're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. And then, you know, eventually my goal is 10K. I really want to get to 10K. I think that's the next big milestone. But first off, we're trying to get to 5,000. So thanks to everyone who has subscribed so far. Appreciate that. And everyone who has hit the like button, I appreciate that as well. Let's see how many likes we got. And we'll get off of John Wood's coin really quick here. I just want to we are also on Kick, so just a follow on Kick, that would be awesome as well. And only one like, guys, come on now. And then for some reason tennis came on. So yeah, really we got 7 of you watching. So if you guys want to could please hit the like button to help share this channel with this live stream with more people. I really appreciate that, guys. And thanks to people who hit the like button. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. And let's get back to it. Let's look at what else is going on in ASA land here. Because kind of a bloodbath for the ASAs. Everything on the week down. Chips, Polka Gold, DFly, Vestige, Opulus, Votecoin, Coop, Gora, Nico, Akita, you know, everything down. It's really all about the regular coins right now. We've got some gainers. Inu Mu, which is the coin for an upcoming game on the Algorand blockchain. It kind of looks like it's not like a game where it kind of looked like a Harvest Moon, except more like text-based. So I was kind of like, okay. Headline actually doing pretty well, and Zone. And interesting because Headline still seems to be that company in search of an actual product. In Zone, I heard Zone just sort of like went dead. I haven't checked on it in a while. I guess we could. Just give me a second here. By the way, guys, chat is always open. I try to respond to everybody. I usually do, but I do usually wait till I'm in between segments. So when I'm just chart reading, I'll definitely go look at it. But well, the website's still up and everything. So but you have to sign in to see it, I guess. Okay. But it's here. 31 games launched. You know, funny thing is, Tellini Gamers. Yeah, the thing is, they were doing really well. But I noticed like one of the last times I played, you could play almost none of the games. So I don't know. So interesting that it's gaining like this. This Inamu token is really gaining. I don't know. It looked interesting, but not. like I want, like if it's a game, I want like a real game. You know what I mean? Like I want characters that I can move around and stuff. So like I'm not really into the Discord games. That just isn't very interesting to me. So okay. Let's see, no chat. So why don't I just get right into the SWE network news? So a lot of really interesting SWE network news stuff to look at today. We got a number of things, everything from GameFi to Launchpad for SWE dApps, and even just kind of a look at SWE's first year. We're going to look at all of that on this segment. So let's take a look here. Now, I'm a really big fan of SWE. I think they're doing a lot of cool stuff in the realm of making crypto accessible to non-crypto people, which I think is like really, really important for crypto adoption. So this is a post about SWE's inaugural year innovations and milestones. So it's kind of hard to, considering how much stuff they have out there, it's really hard to believe that it's only been a year. It's actually pretty amazing. And I've seen people, one of the weird things I get whenever I do a SWE video is people say, well, there's, you know, the tokenomics are terrible because there's so much coin to come out. It's like, yeah, but that's how it works. It's only been out a year. Of course, it doesn't have much out yet. And you don't want to like just dump it. If you dump it all in the market really quick, obviously people are going to be upset about that too. So anyway, that's just a little annoyance of comments I get here. But although a relative newcomer to the blockchain space, SWE eclipsed many existing networks over its first year. It did. It really did. I mean, it's in the top 100 already. To be fair, it's a little over because in early May last year, SWE's mainnet made its public debut, actualizing the promise and proof points made by this next generation technology on DevNet and testnet. As we reach SWE mainnet's first anniversary, we look back on a year of growth and new innovative features. With its scalable architecture and performant consensus engine, SWE is built to handle massive traffic. And although we've seen peaks hitting over 5,000 transactions per second in its first year, the network has not yet reached its limit. By December of 2023, SWE hosted over 9 million active accounts and is well over 10 million now. That's really good for a first year. DeFi growth was absolutely extraordinary, with total value locked rising from 100 million in early November last year to over 500 million in February. Wow, that is a lot. We're going to see numbers on Algorand that aren't even close to that. And that's after an increase. So keep that in mind. Beyond metrics, SWE continues to see impressive development, and with new features making it accessible and even more performant. ZK Login is an incredibly powerful tool builders leverage to onboard more users, while Pilotfish and Mysticeti promise to maintain SWE's performance edge. ZK Login is really, really, oh, sorry, I'm sharing the wrong tab here. ZK Login is really, really important because this allows people to log in without having to do crypto logins. And it allows you to like basically have your crypto login matched to your social login. So you can just log in easily to all crypto stuff. That can be, and it's not bad on Algorand, but in some chains, it's really a big pain in the butt. So having this ZK login, I think this is really innovative. I don't know a lot about Pilotfish and Mysticeti. And this is kind of runs through the developments, like mainnet launched in May 3rd of 2023. Deepbook, its first native liquidity layer, launched in July. 1 million active accounts by July 15th. So that's a couple months, a little over a couple months. 65 million transactions in one day. That happened in July of 2023, July 26th of 2023, August. 3 million active accounts. ZK login was introduced in September. A lot of DeFi growth in October. ZK Send launches in beta, giving users a seamless means of sending tokens to anyone, even those not yet using SWE. I really got to look into that. That's really cool. As a new user milestone, SWE records 7 million active accounts. That's crazy. So that means their new accounts have kind of slowed down a little bit. Combined total value locked for DeFi crosses the 100 million mark. That's still in November. 9 million accounts at the end of November. And they say they're now 10 million. So why the slowdown? That's kind of interesting. SWI's native programming language, which is Move, sees continual development. I gotta say, this is where Algorand has an edge, I think, because I think having Python is a lot more powerful than forcing people to learn like a brand new coding language. SWI crosses 500 million in total value locked. That is wild. Now, wait, did they mean? Because if this is an all-time thing, then that's not that impressive. I mean, if it's cumulative, or is this just like the monthly TVL? Because that's actually pretty impressive. Over a 30-day period, DeFi users bridge more value from Ethereum to SWI than all other blockchains combined. That's really something. New research result in Pilotfish and Innovative and consensus that improves the scalability of transaction execution. SWI hosted Basecamp in April. Despite being the fastest blockchain, SWI keeps its foot on the pedal with Mysticetti, a redesign of consensus engine, allowing for an even greater transaction speeds and reduced latency. SWI original contributor Mistin Labs releases Inoki, a service platform combining technologies to make onboarding users easier than ever. First Digital Labs chooses SWI as its first non-Ethereum venue for FDUSD stablecoin, giving DeFi users a non-volatile value store. Now that's really important because you definitely want something stable to move into. SWI launches the Overflow Hackathon, its biggest competitive coding event ever, giving participants 6 weeks to build and 1 million prize. So that's really cool, but also, and this is actually back from May, so it's actually a little bit old. But still 1 year, and I wonder what we're actually at now, because that's still kind of a slowdown with 9 million accounts in November, and then when this was made in May, there was only 10 million. So I wonder why the slowdown. Still, that's a pretty impressive amount for just a first year. So let's look a little bit at that DeFi. SWI blockchain leading the way in DeFi performance. This is 15 days ago. I just came across some impressive stats on SWI blockchain. It's making waves in the DeFi space with a 24-hour volume of 41 million, 34 DeFi protocols, and a total value locked of 614 million. That's a pretty good volume. SWI outperforms competitors like Near and Aptos, showing significant growth and potential. And then, yeah, this is so funny. I don't know about the waves. Its price goes lower and lower, but the tech seems legit. It'd be a shame to flop. Hey, guys, you gotta... I just love it when people demonstrate that they don't understand how the cycles work. You guys got to learn this stuff. Now, when I say you guys, I don't mean you guys watching. You guys know. I'm saying people like this when they comment. It's like you don't know how. Obviously, things are going to go down when you're in the between the mini bull and the big bull. That's how it works. But if you haven't been through it before, you might not know. Then here we got a new partnership aimed at GameFi. GameFi. So let's look at this. This is from A-Lab. Excited to announce our partnership with SWI Network. A-Lab is building on SWI, bringing Gamify users cutting-edge innovations like ZK wallets and dynamic NFTs. ZK wallets, I think, are the ability to basically have a wallet where the user isn't necessarily like a crypto person who starts their wallet and then brings it here, but it actually creates the wallet as you sign up for the game, which I think Fractal Monsters does too on Algorand. And I've seen other, like Lofty kind of has its own native wallet built into the platform too, which I think is very similar. This will help us in our quest to provide a one-click solution for Web3 projects to reach users via mobile apps seamlessly, delivering users wallets and transactions. Stay tuned for more updates. People seem pretty happy about that. So Yeah, like I said, one of the reasons I really like paying attention to SWE Network is because it's doing stuff like this. I think that's really useful. Speaking of SWE, there's a new launch pad for SWE dApps. Your search is over. Introducing Wave Wallet, a new Web3 wallet that prioritizes discoverability, accessibility, and fun. We're thrilled to team up with. This is what I said. We're thrilled to team up with Wave on Suite and power the most seamless experience possible for their 2.7 million users. Is that the one I was going to do? Yeah, so here, yeah, Wave Wallet builds a launchpad to SWE apps. Lacking a Google of Web3, users discover apps through social connections and always perilous airdrops. Trustworthy directories are few and far between. The team behind Wave Wallet addresses this challenge, taking a traditional Web3 wallet functionality and leveraging it for discoverability, accessibility, and built-in fun. It has to be Telegram. I hate Telegram. This Telegram integrated crypto wallet combines the intuitive interface and gamified features needed to give users an elevated experience. The platform emphasizes easy access to blockchain apps, which is cool. Telegram just seems like something that isn't needed, but that's just my take on it. I'm just not a fan. Well, I also said the same about Discord, and I've kind of like learned to sort of like Discord, kind of. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I think this is interesting because the original Near wallet kind of did this. It had like an ecosystem where you had the wallet, but then you could go explore like, game projects or what else am I thinking of? DeFi or NFTs, like it was kind of all in one kind of landing portal. And I really like that, but then they got rid of it. So, and now I just have all my Near on Coinbase. So, for everyone asking, I haven't, because I'm kind of waiting to go through this bull run anyways, because I'm probably going to do a lot of selling off. And then once we get into the bear, I'll probably look at migrating it back to a Near wallet again. We prioritize simplicity, security, and accessibility, said Dante Hiromi, Chief Product Officer at Wave Wallet. Using Wave Wallet, users can effortlessly participate in various apps, engage in all activities SWE has to offer. I think that's a good idea. In Wave's signature app, Ocean Game, players can earn Ocean tokens, which unlock various events, games, and other decentralized apps soon to launch in Wave Wallet. The company incentivizes users with SWE, NFTs, and its upcoming Wave native token. They kind of talk about choosing SWE, but yeah, so it looks like it's kind of the two all together. So you'll be able to play games right in the wallet, like this little fishing game thing here. In some projects on different chains, users need to incur significant costs to acquire tokens and cover gas fees, etc. Our approach helps reduce costs for users while ensuring that Wave Wallet maintains a stable user base for apps. In its current incarnation, users open the Wave Wallet within Telegram. Why does it have to be in Telegram? From the wallet, users can open the Ocean game and continually claim Ocean tokens. A higher level boat and Aquacat, the game's character, earn more Ocean. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting, huh? And then I didn't show you that. Sorry about that. I thought this one was kind of interesting too. Shenzhen SWE devs, Miston Labs is open sourcing the SWE gas pool. This innovative service helps sponsor gas payments at scale, alleviating costs for both builders and app users while increasing operational efficiency. Yes, let's see how it works. Miston Labs is open sourcing the SWE gas pool to the SWE developer community. This innovative service is designed to sponsor gas payments for transactions on SWE at scale, addressing important needs around user onboarding with high concurrency needs. SWE's native support for sponsored transactions allows a transaction to use a gas coin owned by a different address than the sender for gas payment. This feature allows a service to subsidize their users' transaction costs, significantly enhancing the onboarding experience for users new to Web3. In other words, like this is makes it way easier for new people that are not crypto native to come and use some kind of app, which I think is great. The more that you can do this now, Cosmic Champs was supposed to do this on Algorand as well, this idea. And Fractal Monsters kind of works that way too. So this stuff is really, really important. It's good to see this. And this is why I like Sui. Sui is doing a lot of the stuff that happens on Sui is, I think they correctly identified the fact that right now, crypto's biggest barrier is just like usability. It's UI, it's UX. Crypto stuff is just kind of a pain in the butt to use. And Sui is trying to make it better. I think Algorand does pretty well at this, but I really like a lot of the innovations here on Sui. So this is really good stuff. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys found that stuff interesting. I need to refill my water. And swimming really takes it out of you. It's like uniquely exhausting in a strange way that's hard to explain. It's just not like any other exercise. So just give me a second and I think we'll save Algorand for last. I got a Hedera thing that I want to go through. So just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So I thought this chat's really quiet today. Kara Demono says good to be back, and we're good to have you. Good to have you. I kind of wanted to go through this Hedera news because I think this is kind of interesting. So Hedera has been getting a lot of criticism lately, and the president of Hedera actually addressed some of the concerns that people have, which I think is always really awesome to see. So let's take a look at this. Let me close some tabs here. Okay, so this is from Charles Atkins, who is the president of Hedera. I think he's following me, is he? No, there's another big guy on Hedera that is following me, but dear Hedera community, at Hedera, we have always strived to build a network that is innovative, inclusive, and transparent. The journey has been marked by significant achievements driven by collective efforts of dedicated builders, developers, and community members. However, we acknowledge that recent events and systematic inefficiencies caused by legacy structures have led to concerns about transparency, accountability, and the strategic direction of competitiveness of the Hedera ecosystem. It is with a deep sense of responsibility and commitment that I aim to address these issues head on. Now, I like when people just flat out say, hey, we know there's some bad stuff going on and we're going to fix it. I've received a ton of valuable feedback from our community, highlighting several areas where we need to improve, some of which I also identified early on in my tenure here. I've already shared ideas and collaborated with many of you, as well as the Hedera board, and how we can do better. And we have been working to improve daily. This community feedback has been well received, and more often than not, we agree with the community feedback. Before going into the key concerns, I thought it'd be helpful to say a bit about decentralization. Decentralization is a key principle of Web3 projects and also important for surviving this challenging regulatory environment. In 2021-2022, Hedera took a number of significant steps to further the decentralization of the Hedera network and related ecosystem. The steps include funding independent ecosystem development foundations like the HBAR Foundation and the Hashgraph Association, and the departure of the founding management and development teams over to Swirl Labs. Each of those entities is independent from Hedera, and Hedera does not control them. While many in the Hedera community understand what decentralization means, sometimes we hear requests for Hedera to do something that Hedera itself cannot do, and instead it's only within the control of a different organization and its board. And that's kind of the trade-off with decentralization. So yeah, John from Non-Fungible Domains and I went back and forth on this a little bit. I personally don't think decentralization is at the extreme end is the key. I think moving toward more decentralization is a good thing, right? So I think there's a balance somewhere between centralized and decentralized, and I think these are good steps. And stuff like governance structures can help, but it has to be, I think obviously you can't have everything being decided by people, because let's be honest, we don't, I've been studying this stuff for a while, and I wouldn't feel comfortable making decisions on some of the technical stuff, right? So maybe there could be like a technical team. It's like, how do you manage this? There has to be some way to manage this. So, all right. So he talks about transparency and accountability. There have been legitimate concerns about the transparency of our governance and Hedera's ability to have proper oversight of and require transparency from ecosystem partners and the way they choose to operate. I hear this a lot, actually, because people, the governance council is kind of hand selected amongst big companies to start off with. And they also run the nodes. I think that's actually a good thing, because when you have Boeing and you have LG and you have Google running nodes on Hedera and participating in it, that means you have the businesses in Web 2 and Web 1, and kind of outside of that as well. I mean, LG, I don't think is a web business really. Maybe you could argue that everybody's a web business now, but I think that's really important to have them participate in your blockchain. That's a big deal. Anyway, it says trust and transparency are the cornerstones of our community, and we recognize the need to strengthen these areas. There should be some mutual understanding within the community, however, that not every single bit of information can be shared in real time, both to protect the market integrity and also to respect certain confidentiality obligations. In addition, while respecting their independence, Hedera plans to take steps to work more closely with ecosystem partners to deliver greater transparency and accountability within the ecosystem more broadly. Excessive compensation concerns. Reports of seemingly excessive payouts to HBAR Foundation executives and the lack of clear communication from the HBAR Foundation following these reports have clearly eroded trust. This also occurred during a time when the network has not gained the traction we hoped for internally, nor lived up to the expectations of the community. Though Hedera does not set or control compensation for employees of other independent organizations within the ecosystem, we have been in the process of requesting more information about compensation from the HBAR Foundation on our other grant recipients and partners. Now, this is something that I think came up too with the Algorand Foundation. There's concerns about the burn rate and the fact that they're not making very much on the, from transactions. So the idea that they're basically not sustainable right now. They're definitely deficit spending, and someday that they'll just simply run out of money. That's a certainty. There's talk about raising the fees and stuff, but also like it's a challenge because you want to bring the best people. There's a lot of competition for some of the top people in the cryptocurrency space, but at the same time, like obviously you have to keep your spending under control too. So it's a challenge. I understand the pressure they're under. It's easy to like criticize some of the stuff from the outside, and we should be mindful of this stuff. But anyway, we are also conducting our own internal review to ensure Hedera's compensation structures align with our values, are connected to true performance, and are in the best interests of our mission to maintain and grow the Hedera network. As you know, the Hedera network has a decentralized ecosystem made up of various independent organizations. As such, responsibility for each organization's operational integrity generally tests with such organization's own corporate governance practices. This guy's really like being awfully wordy. So basically they're saying, we can't control how much these other company, these because it's decentralized, we can't control if the Hedera, the HBAR Foundation decides to, have really high compensation. That's up to them. That's part of decentralization. But also like, We can say we don't agree with it. So he says, I truly understand that there has been a disconnect and we aim to bridge this gap. And talking about communication, well, we'll just start. Okay, effective communication with Hedera network builders and end users is essential. I truly understand that there has been a disconnect and we aim to bridge this gap and foster a more collaborative environment. We are currently in the process of exploring ways in which interested companies and possibly individuals who do not meet full governing council requirements can participate in some of our newly formed working groups and innovation summits. Yeah, so I would say they really got to get it's fine to start out with that governing council, but they got to start working to get away from that. I think that's fair. So anyway, they're working on that program. So he says he's taking action to restore trust and enhance transparency. He also says that some of the issues that he said he would look into turned out to be a little more nuanced and complex than he initially assumed. Yeah, that happens. Well, that's part of my concerns with when we talk about governance. Like, I think governance has a place, but it can't be everything, because most stuff, and I found this out from covering government. A lot of stuff, you think, well, why are they doing that? Why don't they just do this? It seems simple, but then you actually learn about the issue and you learn it's way more complex than you thought. This is interesting. We are conducting a thorough review of compensation practices at Hedera and encouraging the boards at other leading ecosystem organizations to do the same. This includes aligning executive compensation with performance metrics that genuinely reflect the health and growth of the ecosystem. So they're kind of working. This is really long-winded. So anyway, they're revitalizing their marketing strategy. So this is something that Algorand went to as well. Like they just kind of, in fact, here, Hedera has historically been seen as an enterprise first project, which I think is how Algorand kind of saw itself too. But as he says, while this stands true, we also understand the importance of individual user and their ability to use the same powerful network. Going forward, our marketing efforts will showcase high visibility and updated content that resonates with Web3 users, or developers, users, and enthusiasts. I am personally committed to making Hedera a household name in the industry and the network that individual developers and enterprises alike are excited to build on. This was the big thing for Algorand too. Algorand went through the same thing. And you saw that commercial they made recently where they talked about like actual user experiences and what they would be like shopping at a grocery store using something that's based on Algorand versus Solana versus Ethereum and Bitcoin. And that kind of stuff, it matters. Like, you can't ignore this stuff. When I was at Decipher in 2022, Sean Ford, who was the CEO of Algorand Inc. at the time, said in this Twitter Spaces that I was in, it was kind of like a live Twitter Spaces. So we were all in a room at Decipher doing the spaces out to the community. And he said, like, yeah, we just think the best tech will win. And I was like, yeah, well, that's not really how it works. You have to market, especially in the crypto space. And I think Algorand has finally got it. Sounds like Hedera is kind of figuring it out too. And then he basically talks about how he's going to try to improve communication. Is going to begin hosting a regular cadence of X Spaces and LinkedIn Lives to invite builders and community members to participate. Schedule is being worked on now, and I should be releasing it in 3 weeks. So we're going to get more X Spaces from Hedera, and I hope they're recorded too. And it just kind of ends like, thanks for the messages. Thanks for your dedication to Hedera. So how do people respond to this? says, nice article, Karate Combat, next live event is July 25th. Now, see, this is why I think this Karate Combat partnership was super good for Hedera. It was a great idea. Your Uncle Bud says, individuals who do not meet full governing council requirements can participate in some of our newly formed working groups and innovation summits. Can you release any names for us? We haven't opened the applications for them yet or finished the final guidelines, but we have seen many businesses and community groups want to join in all Hedera processes, so we want to make that happen. Yeah, I think I think that's what we want to see. We want to see more of this stuff start opening up to the community. So it was a little, it could have been a little written a little tighter, I think, but oh yeah. I think it's good to see. It's good to see Hedera actually responding to the community, addressing the community, and saying, "Hey, we're going to try to do better. We're going to try to like fix some of this stuff around transparency." I thought the compensation stuff was interesting because yeah, it is pretty tough. It's tough to go. It's tough because you want the best people, and you are competing with other. Government does this too. Government has the same problem where they're competing with the private sector, but also they want to be responsible taxpayer dollars. So it's a real push-pull, and I can kind of recognize the issue that they're in. But above and beyond that, I think, yeah, finding more ways to involve the community, because I didn't have a problem with it starting with the governance council and having some of these big companies involved. I think that's really positive when you're, especially if you're an enterprise-focused cryptocurrency like Hedera. But eventually, you definitely want to rope in the regular folks. I think that's really important. Oh, guys, thanks for watching so far. Chat really quiet today. Usually have a more active chat. But that's cool. We're all here. And welcome if anyone's watching on Kick. I'm going to go check just to see if there's anybody I need to say hi to. Doesn't look like anybody's watching on Kick, but well, it says one viewer. I don't know if that's counting myself, but if you are watching, welcome to the show. Thanks for watching on Kick, and leave us a chat, anything, just say hi. And you can follow us on Kick as well. So if you want to hit the follow button, I could use some followers. I haven't had any on Kick yet. So I wonder if the Rumble one. I'm just going to check to see if I'm on Rumble too. I believe I'm just being on multiple different platforms, because you just never know, right? Let's see. Interesting. It doesn't look like my live is working on Rumble. But it does look like some of my videos are porting over again. That's fascinating. Actually, I had one get some views. Interesting. Oh, we got some chat. Shark HP, what's going on? Shark says, how are you doing? Pumping. Yeah, a lot of stuff is pumping. In fact, let me update my Vestige. 1507. So yeah, we moved up a little bit since we covered prices, but yeah, nice to see everything going in the right direction for a change, huh? All right. Well, we got some Algorand news, so we're going to get to that in just a second. You guys checked out Rug Ninja? It's kind of interesting. So before we get to our next segment, let's just take a little look at Rug Ninja. But why is it doing? Why are these blurred out? I don't understand it. But this is a platform. We covered this last time. It's a way to like Stacy's Bike Club. That's an inside joke. So if you're wondering what that is, by the way, there's a lot of controversy about Algorand. Speaking of spending and transparency, this is something that irritated people. The Algorand Foundation donated like millions of dollars to some bike charity, which, listen, I love bicycling. Okay. I mountain bike all the time. I love biking to the store instead of, taking my car, or, biking where I try to, if I can bike there, I'll try to bike there. So I'm not like anti-bike by any means, but I thought giving, when you're a growing ecosystem, giving money to a charity, a bike charity, when that's a lot of money to just kind of hand out. And I was like, what does it do for Algorand? I don't think much. So this is Rug Ninja. This is Stacy's Bike Club. You can buy your own Stacy's Bike Club along with a number of other stuff. Development process is progress is only 1.95%. So there's a lot to go there. Basically, Rug Ninja is a way to launch a coin while you don't know when you're going to be able to, once it's fully funded, you don't know when you're going to be able to pull your money out and sell it. They unlock somewhere between, I think, 1 and 12 hours. In fact, actually, it says here. It doesn't say that here. It says pick a coin you like, buy and sell whatever you want on the bonding curve. Once the coin reaches 10K in liquidity, it gets deployed, claim your tokens, continue trading. Yeah, I thought there was a thing where it kind of slowly releases it, so you can't rug because you might not be the person who's able to rug. In other words, at least you don't, if you're the original founder, you don't know if you don't know if you're going to be able, the first one to be able to pull your money out. So that's kind of how it works. It's really interesting. I just kind of wanted to take a look and see what was up here. If anything new, interesting was on here. There's Doggo, there's Cook, Algo Rock, Wales, Zelensky, Putin. Zelensky is Putin. Yeet Inu. Everything's got to be in Inu. Just trying to see if any of these are. It's just a flat out Harold. Harold is the most underaged guy. These nuts. Original. Juju Jeet. Oshi's Gnome. Algorand Japan. Community token for Algorand Japan. That's kind of cool. What's that doing? I get it's a Japanese flag. Not that's pretty not very far along. So if you want to buy some Algo Japan, most of these were kind of silly, but anyway, I just wanted to take a look at those. Why don't we get to our Algorand news here? Let me just set that up. Yeah, so I got some really interesting news coming for Algorand here. We got Cosmic Champs launching on the Google Play Store. A demonstration of why Algorand blocks work better than Solana. TVL updates, some Fractal Monster news, and some Algorand Casino news. So let's just dive in here. Let's see what we got. So we're starting off with Cosmic Champs expected to launch on Google Play Store this quarter. This is some nice art from the Cosmic Champs game. We kind of covered this from day one. This is really fun. It's kind of a fun game. You basically get like a stack of heroes, and there's some timing. Some take more mana to deploy than others, and your mana kind of rebuilds over time, and then you're trying to deploy these little dudes to it. It's kind of like a, what would you call it? Like you're trying to attack the other base defense, I think they call it, where you're trying to attack the other player's base, and whoever destroys the base first wins or gets the farthest. So kind of cool that they're going to Google Play Store. I wonder when they're launching on iPhone. I've heard Apple is not super friendly to not super friendly to Web3 games. You can actually play it on Apple and Google right now, but you have to, on Apple at least, you have to use the there's like a special app, you have like a play test app that you have to use to play it. So, but yeah, good for Cosmic Champs. I thought this was kind of interesting. This is kind of a demonstration on the difference between Algorand and Solana blocks. So let's look at this. Here's an example to put in perspective the huge activity on Solana that people often talk about. Always keep in mind that Sol has around 6% real transactions per block. Don't believe me? Just look at the details. Sol users pay for failed transactions, which unnecessarily take up space and increase the size of the chain. This could lead to a situation where in a few years, only a few people in the world will be able to run a full node. People marvel at Solana while 94% of its activity is completely superficial. These people are completely fooled. On Algorand, 100% of on-chain activity is real and fully valid. No vote transactions, no failed on-chain transactions recorded. And you can kind of see the comparison here. All of this is the actual block. This is block number 40569278 with 1,388 transactions. Those are all valid transactions. And here you only get 6% as valid transactions. The rest are vote transactions and about 13% failed transactions. That's an actual block too. So these aren't fake. These are actual blocks that you can go look up. Here's the, you can click on them here if you go to this. If you go to Algorand-NFT. That's France.algo. Probably easier to search France.algo and you see that. So people get kind of mad when they'll say, oh, you got to stop attacking other blockchains. I'm like, I don't care. I just want the truth, right? Like if Algorand is that much better than Solana, then I'm going to say it. I just don't care. Like I'm here to like tell you the truth and not sugarcoat anything. So, and if this is wrong, if someone's got a counterpoint, I'll listen to it. But I'm not here to try to strategize on how to get more people to use Algorand. I don't care. I'm here to like tell you the truth and you can decide for yourself. Maybe you see this and you're like, oh, Solana's great. I'm going to go do that. That's fine. That's up to you. But yeah, we were talking about TVL for SWE lately, but Algorand kind of having a moment too here. MJ.algo, our good friend of the channel, says, who's noticing that the TVL rise, who's noticed the TVL rising on Algorand? That's total value locked for those that don't know. It means the total amount that's locked in the ecosystem. Folks Finance up 111%, Tiny Man up 24%, C3 Protocol up 18%, and PacFi up 13%. And that's all in the last 7 days, according to DeFi Llama. You're even seeing some big one-day changes. Like I assume this is folks 10% in a day. That's pretty good. Now, some of it is related to governance, so it's important to point that out. Yeah, Rug Ninja is probably having some something to do with that too, which we just kind of talked about on the stream here. And there's a freshandfit.algo. That's fascinating. I wonder what that guy's all about. So yeah, nothing seems to be related to the Red Pill show, but interesting choice of handles there. And yeah, Fractal Monsters had some really big news. This is pretty huge, and I want to know more about this. Let's look. We are excited to announce our partnership with Immutable through developer, contract, and grant. Remember, I covered this. I talked about Immutable on the stream earlier on. I'm curious. So our upcoming Water Monster Shuffle, mint on Algorand or Immutable. Check us out on the Immutable website. There they are. So how will it work? Game logs exclusively on Algorand, active player rewards also exclusively on Algorand, ASA token rewards every block. Actually, yeah, so I've gotten some of these rewards for playing. Immutable users have dual wallets. Algorand wallet auto-generated when connecting via immutable passport. Earned ASA tokens sent to Algorand wallets. Interaction with the Algorand blockchain required for ASA rewards, and fractal NFTs on both chains. And they did have an interview with the next block if you want to go check that out. Let's show the 1 million plus Web3 gamers on Immutable what we've been building on Algorand. We can give them exposure to our awesome ASA community tokens like Akita, Goan, Barb, and more. That's pretty cool, man. Like, I think this is really neat because this is an Algorand-based game that was started on Algorand, and now it's expanding out to Immutable X, which has a cool universe. Now, I have to say, one of the games I played early on was Gods Unchanged, which was on Immutable, and the game was pretty good. It was very similar to Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering, kind of a combo of the two, probably a little more like Hearthstone. And at the time, it was an Ethereum-based game, so all of the blockchain-based style games were like, or features, I should say, did not work. You could not use them because the Ethereum gas fees were so high. So this is why I like Algorand, because you don't have to worry about that. But I did enjoy playing the game. And then when I didn't play for a while, and when I went back, you had to connect your MetaMask and go through, like, there was like a list of like 8 things you had to do. And I got stuck on one of them. It was kind of that classic, you can't do X because you haven't completed X. You know what I mean? It's like a paradox where you're just stuck in a loop. So, yeah, I just got stuck and I got frustrated and I left. So when I talk about why, and I say like Algorand is doing some of the stuff, SWI is doing some of the stuff where they make it easier for the user to actually use their games. Like, this is so necessary because a lot of this stuff outside of like Algorand and SWI and Hedera, like a lot of it just doesn't work. It's like just broken and no one seems to care. I don't understand it. It's so confusing. So, hey, good for Fractal Monsters. I think they'll do really well in Immutable, and I like that it's yes and it's not. So when I criticize a company for like dumping Algorand and going to another chain after you've taken money from their foundation, I think that's really crappy. This is different though, because this is yes and. This is like we're building on Algorand and we're adding stuff on Immutable X. I think that's really cool. So good for Fractal Monsters. They were a sponsor for a while and probably will be in the near future. And then we got some news around, just to kind of cap things off, around Algorand Casino. They had a little bit of a security incident. So they were taken offline. Poker, sportsbook, lotto remain online. Customer funds are safe. So just so you know, all customers' funds are safe. There is an update, by the way. Here's the update. Hey, everyone, the casino is slowly returning online. Some games remain offline. Daily withdrawal limit is capped at 50K a day currently while we continue to investigate. I have looked into them before because their NFTs in particular, like, are kind of playing the house, but generally I try not to. And I know they're fans of the channel, and I don't have anything against them, but just generally, I'm not a big fan of gambling stuff. I just don't really want to promote it on the channel. So it's too bad. They'd probably be a sponsor. I'm sure they would. I know they sponsored Adam Bergman for a while. He's a good friend of the channel, and he's not doing YouTube anymore, but still a good friend. Comes in and chats once in a while. So that's but they did make news today, so one way to get on the channel, I suppose. But I don't do a lot of interviews. I just really don't have the bandwidth to schedule them. Just too much. I still have a day job, so I'm streaming on a Sunday. Well, usually I would answer some chats, but you guys are being kind of quiet today. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, thanks everyone who has hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate that so much. I just want to see where we're. But if you haven't already, I'd love you to hit both. Remember, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. And if you're interested, we have channel memberships starting at $1, where you can. Should we go see what? Should we go see what Lycan Warlord is up to on Gala? We will in a minute. Hold on. So 10 people watching, and we have 10 likes. Okay, good. Get those likes up. I appreciate that, guys. If you haven't liked it already, I'd love it if you'd go ahead and hit that. But let's see. Hopefully, Lycan's still there. So Lycan, I like Lycan because he's still covering Gala. I kind of gave up on Gala, but
I feel like it's kind of important. I feel like it's kind of important, especially when you look at this, right? But Gala's burning, right? Gala's burning, right? Gala's burning, right? They burnt 55,000 and made 51 million. Also, I'm gonna show Anthony's just so as well. Anthony RA, because he gets mad. He gets mad if I don't show his too. Okay, according to his, they have burned 217 and minted 125. So either way, whoever's right, it's not good. Hyperinflation, nothing but inflation. Gala's nothing but inflation. They're not burning dick. They're not burning dick or shit. They're not burning anything. They don't care. But yeah, winter mute. To the moon. So, back to new Gala cash out wallet. Okay? Gala new cash out wallet sent to winter mute. Before that, what did Gala cash out wallet do? Nothing. Just sent money to winter mute. What else? Setting to winter mute. Now, let's go back and look at the Gnosis Safe proxy and see what that's done. Because that cash out wallet is actually just doing winter mute. So what else are they doing with it? Well, they sent 3 million Gala to this to this wallet, which went into the Gala bridge. They bridged in to make money off of.
I love how he stays on top of this stuff. It's really fascinating.
No, to a different Gnosis Safe proxy. Oh, so they got another one. This one's got 405,000 in it. Gala's got all these. They're playing games. They're trying to claim to be transparent, and they're not. So there you go. Also, completely unrelated. Do you want to buy Jesus? Jesus is resourceful, sly, and incredibly loyal to his friends. His morality, humanity, help others. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
By the way, I won't buy a thing on Gala ever again. Not even close.
All right. I had to share that. I thought that was hilarious. Okay. Now, we have another thing to talk about. People taking advantage. Okay. Mint your allowance. Bridge the minted to Gala. Swap to USDC with the bot that Gala's bragging about. Benny bragged about. Buy 500 Vox lands with USDC. Wait. Receive rebate allowance. Go back to step 1. He is buying 50K worth of lands, getting rebated 2.1 million Gala, swapping that and buying Vox Rare Plains lands again every loop, which caused him to receive around 50K worth of allowance in Gala every time. He currently owns 21,511 rare Vox lands, pretty much paid nothing for it, and Gala's effectively sold $2 million worth of Gala to him for USDC in the last 7 days. He's not the only one doing it, there's others. Now, what are we talking about? Vox, the project that you were promised so many things, and it was another rug pull. But wait, there's more. Voxland is back with a huge 100% rebate opportunity. Welcome to July. It may be hot outside, but we're announced the Voxland as we prepare for Project Cerberus, Vox's upcoming game. Community members have been FOMOing hard about Voxland, which will be one of the best ways to get into the Vox rewards. So the team got together and came up with a straight bonkers way for anyone to get their hands on a rare plot this July. First of all, whoever wrote this should be fired. Whoever it is, get them the fuck out of here. Garbage. Garbage. You can buy land using a credit card, USDC, USDT, GUSDT, GUSDC, qualify for 100% rebate. 100% rebate. What does that mean? Rare Plains Frontier. This is what we were talking about in that screenshot. Rare Plains land, right? Each plot is a self-caused, so it's $100. When you buy this item with a credit card, GUSTG, USDC, so that's Gala USDC, you'll receive 100 worth of Gala back as a rebate. Yes, we're that crazy. Okay. So they posted this on the 2nd. Okay. Now, let's see if we can actually find this in Faz, and we'll go over it. All right, so this is the Gala chain wallet ID that's doing it.
Dude, is it like the Vox stuff? Is that game even out? Like, so many of Gala's games are not even out yet, or they're in beta. Like they just never they've done the classic like Web3 game scam where they just never come out. It's really crazy. So yeah, so I just got frustrated with Gala, and I'm not using it anymore, so I don't really make much content on it. But I like what Lycan does. He's got some really good videos, and I'm glad he's staying on them.
It says HB001 on OpenSea, buying 50K worth of land. So this is the transaction, 2 million. Because I asked him to explain it. So Hodoshodo also mentioned has done a lot of batch small operations, same pattern as the hack in May, but smaller batches. What process can mint 100 million Gala in one day? Could it be Gala Chain Hack V2? Nope. That's them taking advantage of the rebate. Okay. Another batch of large Gala transactions. July 6th, allowance 140, mint 119, bridge out 231. What is going on? And then Hodoshodo lists his website if you want to check it out and use it. Okay, so I recommend that. Again, I want to drop a link to join Faz Discord if you want to. You know, what do you want me to say? This is it's more of the same, man. Just remember, they're lying to you. They're trying to pump coin. They're hiring bots. They're trying to sell you on this stupid shit.
Yep, they have. From what I found, Gala developers or whatever games that are being built on Gala always have time to build you new NFTs to buy, or FTs as Lycan would call, and I'm kind of using that too. I've adopted that too with them because they are fungible. Gala finds a way to make them fungible, so it's crazy. But yeah, it's just like they just run the scam where they have time to build these NFTs, but they never actually work on their games. So the games never get out. And then you see like some of the problems going behind the scenes with the lawsuits and all that. So it's pretty wild.
Where is it? Treasure Tapper. Right here. Black and white and blue. Gala chain is run through the network of founder nodes, but yet it's not. So I think that's it for now. Oh, there was something else about the Mirandus, whatchamacallit? Mirandus has gluten-free bread in it, and the whatchamacallits exemplars were selling for like $15 or $12, something stupid. So anyway. All right, this was a long video. I told you it's going to be a long video. I'm going to put chapters in so it'll be easy for you guys to digest. I apologize for it being long, but there's a lot to cover, a lot to go over. I've been lagging on my video production because I've been streaming Elden Ring every day, and I will continue to play Elden Ring every day and hopefully stream it every day until I beat it. So that's what I'm doing on the live end of things. Also, Stash Jr.'s in, so I'm spending time with him. The videos have taken a back seat, and I hope you'll forgive me for that. Hopefully this catches you up. I'm going to keep an eye out for lawsuit updates. Hopefully try and get something out this week on that if there is anything to update. Also, the autonomy, I made a video on autonomy. I'm in their Discord doing stuff with that. I'm going to make another video or two on how to use their command line interface, also known as CLI, to run nodes as well. Whole different story, whole different thing. But that all being said, any questions, comments, leave them down below. Discord is the easy way to get a hold of me. I'll get a link for that. Got links if you want to help support the channel. I appreciate all you being here. Thank you. Stay safe out there. I love you.
Yeah, so if you guys want to keep up to date with Gala, I think I did make a video on spider tanks when spider tanks left Gala, but otherwise, yeah, this is the guy. Lycan Warlord is good if you want to follow, if you kind of want the inside scoop on what's going on with Gala and its many failures. And the reason why I don't make Gala content anymore, I just completely quit the ecosystem. I won't play any of their games, I just won't give them the benefit of the doubt, because they've screwed their users at every possible turn. They've talked down to their users, even some of their biggest promoters. And that's not me, by the way. That's not me. People like Dubstep Rob, who are almost apologetic for Gala, and they diss him too. So let's see. Yeah, Catlin says NFTs were a huge cash grab. In some ways they were, and I've kind of that used to be my almost my entire stance on NFTs. I thought, other than utility NFTs, they're completely worthless. But I've kind of come around on liking. I like NFTs that have a community purpose too. That's something I didn't appreciate in the early days, and I'm starting to learn to appreciate that more. That sort of community aspect where okay, you buy this NFT and you can play games, or you can participate in some community. I think that's really a valuable part. But what I wouldn't do is I never buy NFTs with the idea that oh, these NFTs are going to be worth more money, so I'm going to just buy these NFTs for that purpose. The utility ones I like. I'm heavily involved in Lofty. In fact, I can give you a little inside. Can I get on Lofty? Let's see. I don't remember if I'm logged. Let me see. Catlin says Algo League is a great community. I actually have an Algo League. I have an Algo League NFT. I accidentally bought two. Oop, that wasn't it. Hold on. Yep, I got it. Hold on. I just don't want to bring this on screen while I'm putting my passwords in. Okay. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm not going to put this on my regular channel. Yeah, you can save it. So my new thing is going all in on this Jackson Avenue property. So I'm up to 500 on it. This is 1 day of rent because I just bought one more. So I'm making 20 cents a day on $550 worth. My rental yield is almost 13%. That's pretty good. And the cool thing is it's pretty solid. It actually should be a little bit higher, but as you can see, there's a number of them where I'm making nothing. Zippo. Not McDonald's. McDonald's is solid. This is 1 day because I used my rental balance. It kind of does it automatically now. So I'm trying to sell off one by one. On some of these underperforming properties, I'm just selling them off. I'm taking kind of crappy deals to just offload them so I can actually put more into Jackson. Now the other one that's solid, this McDonald's one. This McDonald's one is absolutely solid. So I've been buying those too. Now it's only 6% yield, so it's not as good, but it's solid. This has never missed a day. And then the advantage of the Jackson Avenue property is that it's what is it, 8 units? Let's take a look here. Oh God, did I do that again? No, I didn't. Okay. I always forget. So when you use OBS, the window switches automatically that you're streaming, but it doesn't do that with Streamlabs when I'm live streaming. But so the projected yield is 17%. My actual yield is more like 13%. Oh, it's 10 unit. So it's a 10 unit apartment building that I have partial ownership of. And I think almost all of them. I think there's like 2 that aren't rented right now. Let's see, 1 is delinquent, 1 is on the market. Some people are having problems paying for their water charge. This one is notice to vacate. So most of them are paying, and it's still bringing in halfway decent. Not the best neighborhood rating. And B for zip code. I learned you really got to look at this stuff. So like Lofty is supposed to be using artificial intelligence to find the best properties to buy. Mostly it seems like a crapshoot. So you really got to do your own research. But I'm like reluctant to tell people about Jackson Avenue because there's not that many left and I want to buy more of them. 20 total beds, 10 total baths, 13,000 square feet multifamily. I really hope they get more multifamily. I don't know if they have. They're starting to get like a lot of Airbnbs. Like I think this is an Airbnb. Yes, I'm human. Any Lofty fans in the audience, by the way? I go back. I gotta say, I really go back and forth on Lofty. I was really frustrated with it a while, and there's still some stuff that I'm kind of frustrated on it. Yeah, so this is an Airbnb rental. I had 2 Airbnb rentals, and they really didn't do that well. I'm really making more on Jackson. I just want to see what else. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Street Unit 4. That clearly looks like multifamily, but how many? It says 3. No, single family. That's a single family? Yeah, I won't ever do single family on here ever again. Actually, you can actually select for multifamily. Here's one in Albany, New York. How many units? Oh, is this an Airbnb too? Yeah, they're really putting a lot of Airbnbs on here. And what the hell is this? Just land? It's just land? Is that the one we just looked at? No, it's a different, well, looks really similar. It's different though. Yeah, you got to be careful because some of these, like, they seem good, but then they're vacant half the time and people aren't paying. And so you got to really, really careful which ones you pick up. I've learned to be very careful. They tend to pick up, like, I noticed they tend to get duplexes and like fourplexes. But I want to see more stuff like Jackson Avenue. I'll have to look deeper into some of these. I kind of wish they just put that right in the front. Yeah, well, actually, there's 507 right now. Interesting. People are selling this one. This is one of the few that's actually been reliable, besides McDonald's. And I actually wish they would get more properties like this too, because this one has not stopped paying since I owned it. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the McDonald's. We call it the McDonald's. There's actually like 4. Yeah, look at this. Let's take a look. Yeah, there's 4 businesses. There's McDonald's, Domino's, US Cellular, and what is the other one? I think it's said in here somewhere. Oh, it's like just a real estate office of some kind. But yeah, they've been basically paying for forever. So 3 of the 4, are big name brands. Like I said, McDonald's, Domino's, and US Cellular. We've all heard of those. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be doing an update on Helium, my Helium experiment. It's actually working really well. The setup was atrocious, really bad UI in the setup, which I covered in my first video. But now it's working really, really well. In fact, I probably should have incorporated that, but I need to take some notes and stuff. So I might just record that one during the week at some point. And this is in Iowa, so yeah, I was actually surprised. I thought us Midwesterners, we tend to like pay our debts and stuff. There's a lot of these. There's 8,324 tokens left on this one, so you can buy more. Like 6% isn't like amazing. I can get 5% in my cash account with no risk whatsoever. So, yeah, really, really interesting. There is actual like yield too, but the other thing, I don't put a lot of stock in the yield on Lofty because from what I've seen, when you actually go to sell your token, you're not going to get anything close to what they're telling you the market value is. So I just look at like how much like cash flow can I get from this thing. And so because of that, yeah, this Jacksonville one is this Jackson Avenue one in Missouri is my favorite. I don't know much about Grandview. Should probably look into that. I assume this is winter, but man, there can be some more landscaping on here. Stuff like that improves the property value. It makes it more attractive to tenants. This kind of looks kind of crappy. Like I know in winter, like listen, I'm in Wisconsin, so I get it. Like winter, everything looks like brown and gross if you don't have any snow on the ground. But I don't know. They can improve that a little bit. Yeah, I think that's probably it for old BC, but thanks guys for watching so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you hadn't already hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, like I said, I really appreciate it if you do that. You don't have to smash it. Just press it gently. Works just fine that way too, as we like to say on the channel. And we do have channel memberships for as little as $1 a month. You can get access to videos early. Plus, we've got some other tiers up there too, so be sure to check that out. And check out the links in our description. I got some really good stuff for stuff that I personally endorse that I like. Sponsors like non-fungible domains. We got the Algorand, that book that was created by two Algorand creators, Under the Sea. It's a really cool picture book, like from an NFT creator and someone who does writing on, has like a magazine on Algorand that's minted on NFTs. So go check that out. And yeah, keep an eye out for that healing video. I'll intersperse that somewhere with clips from the show. So if you missed them, I'll be clipping the segments and posting them as videos. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great Sunday. I did. I had a good Sunday. It was a good day. I like streaming, so fun day. And yeah, I'll see you in the future.